What's the difference? The difference is my skin is darker and my eyes is black. So that makes me evil. That makes me a devil. That makes me Satan. This is what Mary fake Madeline is telling people, that basically by me seeing this, I'm the devil, I'm Satan. But Satan is spreading the truth to everybody, but he's Satan. So that means Satan is a good guy, if that's the case. And that you were all lied to about Satan. But I'm not Satan. I'm not a devil or a demon. But she calls me these things. But it's fine. Just because something looks different doesn't mean it's evil. What's the difference between me and these beings that you guys see? They look harmless. Because of how they look. I look evil because my skin is black and my eyes are black. But I look better than this picture than what y'all see. My face is actually smaller. My eyes are smaller. But do I look very similar to them, just a different skin tone? They're called aliens as well because they're not from the surface of the earth. Even though all this stuff hurts me dearly, even though I can't do everything on my own, I'm going to try my best to put more truth out there for people to try to understand and wake up to what's actually going on this earth, to the things that I already know. You see, when you know the truth, it changes everything about your life and the things around you. You look at things differently when you know the truth. When you know you live in a lie, it hurts like hell. And the fact that everybody else is asleep, billions is asleep, and they choose to be in that state. The reason being is because a lot of them are being controlled by the system in the first place. They choose to be corrupted because they were born into the system to be that way. That's why there's so much corruption on this earth, because they choose to be that way. They're controlled by their own system, which is their God, basically. Their God is controlling them. That's in control of this earth. Money, which is this paper money, y'all worship money. That's y'all God. A machine created that money. You have the military people, all these army people and everything. They're being trained to be soldiers, to be basically robots. Just look at them. When you look up army people, military people, whatever, they march and everything just like a robot or an android. Why are they being trained to be like androids? Why are they being trained to be like robots? Because that's who's over this country and this over this earth, period. I have more information to show you guys on this same video game. This game put more truth than anything I know as far as game-wise. Maybe other games has as well, but this game is not hiding anything. It's literally telling you the truth. The presidents are being elected not by us, but by the people that's in control of this earth. They also shove things in your faces through cartoons. It was already predicted that, it was already shown, not predicted, it was already shown that Donald Trump is going to be president, and he's president. It was already shown that the Twin Towers was going to go down, and the Twin Towers are down. It was already shown this stuff was going to happen, which means if they knew, just like I told you guys, the only way to know something's going to happen ahead of time is if you planned it yourself. For instance, this news channel, The Weather Channel, I mean. How do they know the weather 30 days from now, if it's going to rain or be hot or snow? How do they know 30 days before it even shows? Before that date even comes, how do they know when all these things is going to happen? Isn't it obvious that we live in a system? This is the only way they will know these things. They are the ones that's in control of everything on this earth, the weather, everything, the media, the things that happen on the media, the news channel, all this stuff is all planned out from the beginning. They plan this stuff out. This stuff is not nothing new. They have done this over time in past lifetimes. This ain't the first time all these things have been going on. It's new to you because your memory has been erased and you think everything is new to you, but it's not new. It's happened before. But in your past life, you've been destroyed as far as being killed of the reset of this matrix for it to start all over again, to go through the same crap that we've been through before. That's the reason why we have this technology coming through slowly. Even though we already got the most highest technology in the world right now as we speak, they put it in movies showing you guys these technologies that we don't even have yet, but we have it later on in the future. From like 10 years from now, we're going to have computers where you can just touch the screen without even seeing the screen. It's going to be like you're touching air, but the computer's right there in your face. They showing all this stuff because we already have it. They bringing all this technology slowly to us purposely. For instance, we have graphics cards for computers as far as playing video games. They have graphics cards that's way better than others. For instance, we have systems, the PlayStation 4 and the 3 and the 2 and the 1 and all these things. Do you guys know that when they bring out these systems, as far as the PlayStation 4, for instance, the graphics card is already outdated. It's useless. It's basically, that graphics card is nothing at all. That's why people are into gaming on the computer, because these graphics cards come out, I think, every year or a certain amount of months or whatever. The technology is getting better, which means they already had this technology. The reason why they are bringing it out slowly to us is just to start this matrix over again. So once we get to a point of having super technology, everything's going to be destroyed again. They're going to reset it into a natural disaster, as far as going to be a tsunami or a huge earthquake or a comet, a so-called comet hitting the earth, which is going to be basically a bomb, but they're going to say it's a comet, but we ain't going to be allowed to even know what it was because we're going to be destroyed. But anyway, all these resets has happened multiple times, and this system catches souls back to this earth and relive this cycle over and over again. But before that happens, before you come back and all these other things is even, done, they want everybody to live in fear. They want everybody to worship money and worship a being that they never even seen before in their lifetime. They never even seen God, but they worship him. They follow his commandments and everything else. They fear God and everything else, but they never even seen him. But why fear someone when y'all know that's a negative thing? Fear is a negative thing, which means it's drawing negative energy from you. By you fearing God, you're drawing negative energy from your body every single day, and you don't even realize it. You can go to sleep, you can be happy, and you're still giving out negative energy because you fear God. Fearing God is still in your mind. So by you fearing God, negative energy is still coming out of your body rapidly, which means negative things are going to be going on this earth. Every day, every single day, negative energy is coming out of you because you're fearing God. If you don't have a free mind, you can easily be manipulated. Once your mind is free, you see everything that's going on around you. You question things and you try to make things better. You try to put the truth out to people. You start to, do different things in your life. You stop eating meat. You try to stop eating meat and all these other things. You change. And you also start losing people that was once your friends and family and your loved one. Because they think you crazy because you awaken from the system. You're unplugged from the system while they still connected to the system. By them being connected to the system, they're going to think you crazy while they still doing what they want to do and everything. And they're going to keep being born over and over and over until they wake up themselves. But you will be free because you have awakened from the system. And the system does not want anyone to awake. Especially the certain few like me and a few others. Because they know who I am and a few others. But still in all these people around us are part of the system to basically dumb us down. You have certain people that's brought to your life purposely by the system. The system will bring someone in your life just to manipulate you, to make you live a fake What you thought was a real love and everything else would make you live a false life of that person, with that person. Until it's real close to you being an old person and everything. You could be with that person for 30, 40, 50 years. And you thought that person was faithful and everything else and loving and kind and all that. And then one day that person does something and you're like, oh my God, what just happened? You know, that person is part of the system. A lot of people are. God is not sending you no one. The system is sending you people. This system will send you someone to keep you away from the person you're supposed to be with in the first place. Understand this. Where did all of that speech come from? It didn't come from this body. It came from within myself. Information comes from within. Once you awaken, more information will download from your inner self to this body and it will speak. You don't have to think. It will just come out and without you even thinking, just like I just did. I'm tired of proving things to y'all, but I have to keep doing this. Pay attention to this conversation. I love you all.
Switch over to nano communication so nobody can listen in.
Yes, sir. Do you read me, sir?
Yes.
Mr. President, it's my understanding that the terrorists have managed to input the code sequence necessary for launching a nuclear strike.
That's correct. I punched the sequence in myself.
You're working for them?
If you asked me 2 hours ago, my answer would have been yes. Right now, they're keeping me alive until my vital signs are reconfirmed.
They betrayed you?
I wouldn't quite put it that way. I wanted power. They sought destruction.
But why stoop to terrorism?
I wanted absolute power.
But you're the president. You have power.
No, I'm just a figurehead.
What?
I don't have any control. The real power is in the Patriots' hands.
The Patriots?
The truth behind this country. I'm not surprised you've never heard of them. Very few are aware of their existence, even among those with code word clearance.
Huh?
Politics, the military, the economy, they control it all. They even choose who becomes president. Putting it simply, the Patriots rule this country.
No.
Hard to believe, isn't it? But it's the truth. The space defense, income tax reduction, and national missile defense programs. Every policy that's been credited to me was actually done according to their instructions.
Space defense was initiated by Congress.
That's what the Patriots want the country to believe. It's all a show. Democracy is just a filler for textbooks. Think about it. Do you actually believe that public opinion influences the government?
No.
This country is shaped and controlled as the Patriots see fit. The people are shown what they want to believe. What you call government is actually a well-staged production aimed at satisfying the public.
Huh?
Don't look at me like that. I'm legally sane, you know.
It's not your sanity that worries me.
The Patriots. Even I don't know who the actual members are. Are they financial, political, or military leaders? No one knows who the Patriots really are. Even my instructions come from a cutout. All I've been told is that every key decision is made by a group of 12 men, known as the Wise Men's Committee.
Your office? The White House?
Merely puppets, pawns in a game. By pledging my loyalty, an insignificant son of a senator was awarded the presidency. Of course, that wasn't the only price I had to pay.
What do you mean?
Even if a pawn becomes a queen, it is still just a playing piece. I wanted to leave my own mark in history, but my ambitions were... You'll understand someday. I wished to be a member of the Patriots. I wanted to wield the power of a king instead of being an expendable pawn.
And that justifies acts of terrorism?
Yes. I'd intended to use the new Metal Gear as a bargaining chip.
bargaining chip?
But I underestimated Solidus. He actually wants to challenge the Patriots, even if it means the destruction of the world.
What are you saying?
Whether you believe it or not, the balance of power rests in the hands of the Patriots. They regulate the country's various interests through controlled presentation, staging a drama that is palatable to the general masses. Can you imagine what would happen if they ceased to function? Picture a massive political vacuum, a space that every powermonger will try to fill for their own greedy ends. I'm talking about an unregulated power struggle, panic, civil war, chaos. Like it or not, the Patriots is an organization that must continue to exist.
So you changed your mind because you wanted to avoid global chaos.
Exactly.
But it seems is believed by many to be a trick of the mind. But the truth is far more extraordinary. He has been shown a secret the government doesn't want you to know. If you had the ability to open heaven potential, and you saw things that went against everything you believed, how would you do that? If you think it's just a feeling, go back and look again.